Welcome back to Be My Guest. As I advertised before the last break, I wanted to start a segment about fitness because this is the time of the year when a lot of people feel the need to just go inside and start running around or joining a gym, and one of the first things that happens is people get injured because they don't know how to get into shape. So I, just going through some of my Twitter accounts, I came across a woman by the name of Merecedes Gold. She is a personal fitness instructor. Mercedes, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks very much. First of all, as I say to you off the air, your name is real, Merecedes Gold. What a great name.
Thank you
and
so
I think
much.
it's perfect if you're going to have a person that's going to be a certified instructor, which is what you are. You're also involved in bikini pageants. You've been doing that for 15 years. Just reading some of the stuff here about you. You've been a body double in feature films.
I have.
And has modeled for Everlast.
I have.
You have clients aging in range from 20 to 90 years old.
I do.
You're a mother of 3 boys.
Hmm?
And you're a former silver medalist in provincial boxing.
And you know what? This coming weekend, I am going back to boxing. I just missed it too much, and I am supposed to fight this Sunday, my first fight in 14 years, at the Chin.
Not bad.
I know.
Is it Sully's that you're going back to?
No, I'm actually going to be fighting for Stockyards this weekend.
Really? So there's actually going to be a card there?
There's actually a card every year at the Chin. Ontario Boxing has a card, along with the Great Chin Bikini Pageant, which my client won 2 years ago.
Nice.
So it's all good.
So my good friend Eddie Zawatsky usually is involved in these Stockyard boxing shows. Is he part of it? He's usually the announcer or something like that.
I'm not sure what's going on. All I've been focusing on is I found out a week ago that this is going to happen, and I'm crazy excited.
Very good for you. Not bad. Okay, so just off the top, and I mentioned it, that I go to the gym about 3-4 times a week. So, one of the biggest things I'm always concerned about is injuries. And in particular, when you first start off, when you want to get into shape, again, the weather's really nice right now. Actually, it's a little bit too hot right now for people who just want to go out there. But when people start off getting into shape and you work with them, you're working with them one-to-one, but what do you tell them in terms of the mentality of getting into shape so they understand it's not a quick gain? There's a certain amount of time, effort that they have to put into it.
Well, the first thing, of course, is you need to go to the doctor and make sure that, you're okay to work out and you're safe. And once you get doctor's approval, you're ready to go. But injuries are going to happen if you overtrain and you play the same sport or you do the same thing repeatedly. But, stretching, warming up, not being a total weekend warrior, which, in Toronto you see some people out over-exercising because they have the day off work, and then all week they can't do anything because they pay the price. So, small gains, step at a time,
The other thing I wanted to ask you about is, and it's a small little thing, but it's actually, I come to realize it a lot, is drinking water. And how much water you should be drinking a day. And I'm not just talking about if you're going to be working out, just drinking water, the importance of it.
Well, they say that most people should drink, 1.5 to 2 liters a day. But obviously, if you're taller, bigger, sweating a lot, working out hard, and if you eat a lot of sodium to flush it out, you need to up your intake. So it's huge. And also, a huge thing, I know it's huge on the market, is flavored waters, but you really have to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of sugar, there's a lot of sodium. So even, high-level athletes drinking Gatorade, it needs to be diluted a little bit more than you're buying it at the gas station. It has a lot of sodium in it.
Which is interesting because, again, I was just watching the NBA Finals, and you see LeBron James in particular. He's drinking a yellow drink, and it looks like it's Gatorade. So are you going to tell me a guy like him probably has that diluted a bit, or is it just he's drinking, he's exuding so much, sweat that he could be just drinking strictly Gatorade?
Oh, he could drink it for sure on his own.
Yeah.
Because his electrolyte levels are going to change, and, he has to up his potassium and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The common person doesn't need to drink it. When you're hanging out at Canada's Wonderland with your kids for the day, you don't need to be drinking a bottle or two of Gatorade.
Gatorade, so would you say Gatorade specifically for working out because of the electrolytes as opposed to, like we just said right now, you're not drinking Gatorade because you're going out and walking around like you would say at Wonderland or whatever. You're drinking it specifically, and I'm assuming this is what you're saying, because it's exercise related. That's why you'd want to be drinking Gatorade.
Well, I mean, I don't want to hate on any of those great products because they all have a use and they're amazing and they taste great and kids love them. But, you know, if you're the common person who's just, you know, hanging out, you really don't need them. They're for replenishing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can water it down and, you know, drink less of it. But they're great. You know, if you're running a marathon, everything has a use, right? And I love them, but you really don't need to be drinking them. There's a lot of calories, and people with high blood pressure, there's a lot of sodium in them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, if we're talking about electrolytes, sometimes I bring a banana with me, and after the workout, I'll have my banana. What are some of the things people can take, you know, be it a fruit or vegetable or just some nuts or something like that, so after a workout, and I'm sort of going to lead this into like protein shakes and all that, but if you want to just talk about something that you can eat very quickly, what would be an example of that?
Well, bananas are great because they're high in potassium, and potassium helps alleviate muscle cramping.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing. Oranges, any kind of quick snack that's a fruit, but it depends on your sport again. When you're doing a high cardio workout, it's really good to replenish with carbs after and protein, but not just protein. What the talk is all about, and people have been doing for a long time, is chocolate milk.
Yep.
You know, it's really a solid drink. I mean, I know my son plays junior hockey, so I was always telling him after he plays hockey, you know, get the chocolate milk in you. It's quick, it's fast, and it's synthesized quick. It's ready to go. I mean, it really is. But one thing that I was telling, there's a boxer who's amazing who just fought at the Hershey Center, and he's fighting again at Rama in September.
Is that Brandon?
Brandon Cook's amazing too. Love him. But I did a little bit of work with Denton Daly.
Okay.
And great boxer. And what we were saying was just add a little bit of actually just normal table salt to some orange juice. Because he found when he was training, I mean, this is serious training though. And you don't want to be bloated. He's a boxer, he's skipping, so we just were telling him to put a little bit of salt into the orange juice.
Interesting. All right. So you just take it, how much are we talking about, a tablespoon or something like that, or what?
It's like half a teaspoon.
Half a teaspoon and just...
orange juice, just to get it on the spot instead of sucking back all this Gatorade and you're bloated. But that's his sport. I mean, everyone's different.
I met Denton Daly a few weeks ago. I wrote an article about him for a magazine, and one of the things that was interesting about me was, well, first of all, he's involved in a lot of activities. He does some movie work. He was also, I don't know if you know this, is a little off topic here, right? He was involved in saving a young man a year or so ago who was in a life-threatening situation. He was being beat up, and Denton just happened to be around that area and basically saved the kid. So,
oh wow!
It's I met him. I met his wife. I met his young daughter. He's got two. You know what? Really good guy. Very good role model. But I wanted to ask you, and again, just again, this has to do with protein shakes. So some people say like the importance of getting it into your body is like within a half hour after the workout. Can you explain that?
Well, everybody has every magazine you read gives you conflicting advice, as everyone knows. You pick up one magazine, the next magazine says something different. I think if you get a solid meal into you within an hour, whether that be a shake, whether that be, half a bagel with some natural peanut butter, whatever it is, to replenish your body. You want to build up the stores so you have backup energy when you're doing an activity, and to just keep your sugar levels completely stabilized in your blood so that you don't have those spikes where you haven't eaten for a couple hours and you pig out. The key is to be, consistent. Everything is consistency and balance.
The other thing I want to ask you about is the talk about, some people talk about the breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
For sure.
What would be an example you would suggest to get up in the morning and have a really good breakfast to start off the day?
Well, everyone's different, right? So I always tell my clients, do you want to be healthy or do you want to look good? There's a difference. And what you're allergic to, you take into account what's going to make you happy, right? Everyone's different, and I have my most carbs in the morning, and I'm still kind of immature, and I love Rice Krispies. So I load them up with fruit, and I use almond milk because I'm allergic to milk, and I throw some flaxseed or nuts onto my cereal. But bodybuilders have a tendency to eat egg whites and oatmeal. That's like the standard breakfast. Mm-hmm. But, as long as you have all your groups represented, the average person just needs to be healthy. So you need a good fat, whether it be almond butter, the egg yolks, flaxseed on your cereal. You need a carb. You need some nice fruit to go in, and some protein. and you're set. I mean, you don't want to be eating a high-sugar cereal. You obviously don't want to eat homogenized milk. You know, it's pretty much, common sense is hard because our diet, people are still looking for a quick fix. And a lot of people skip breakfast thinking, okay, I'm going to lose weight, I didn't eat breakfast, but it's the worst thing that you can do. So when you're in a rush, you know, throw something in the glove box of the car. I mean, everything melts now, summer's here. You know, eat your banana on the way to work and a glass of milk, you know.
Well, I told you right off the top, your phone's ringing because your clients are already trying to get you. Mercedesfitness.ca is your website. Mercedes, just like the car, fitness.ca. You're very active on Twitter. So
I'm very active, yes.
Just give out your Twitter account.
It is MKG Fitness, at MKG Fitness.
At MKG Fitness. And just going through some of your tweets there, you talk a lot about fitness. You talk about a whole lot of things, but I think it's just important if people want to learn a little bit more about you to just follow your tweets at MKG Fitness.
Thank you.
Along with your website, mercedesfitness.ca. I'm hoping to have you on as a regular just because, again, you know, it's always talking about fitness is an interesting topic. It doesn't matter whether it's summer, winter, you know, it's, again, you made some very important points, if not only just about the importance of eating breakfast and not skipping breakfast. There's so many things I want to talk to you about. I hope to have you on a regular basis. And the card is this Sunday at the Stockyards?
No, the card is at the Chin. I'm going to be fighting at the Chin, and I think it's amazing, and I can't wait to see the girls compete in bikini because that's my other love. And, yeah, I'm going to be on the card at the Chin, my first fight in 14 years, which is saying, you know, you can do whatever you want in life. I'm over 40. I have an 18-year-old son, and, you know, I'm living life.
So this is the Chin?
You got to go for it.
The Chin Bikini Picnic, that's where it's going to be?
The box center has the card there, and I will be on that card.
I don't know. I didn't know that they had an actual card that has to do with the Chin Bikini Picnic.
They have a card.
Well, good for you. I'm glad that you're going to get back into the ring, as it were. And, all right. Look forward to that, and look forward to talking to you again. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Mercedes Gold. That is the greatest name I've ever heard. Think about it. Gold Mercedes, Mercedes Gold. Anyway, she's got that site, mercedesfitness.ca, and she's also got her website there at MKG Fitness, at MKG Fitness. Check it out. It's got some interesting things. Very interesting lady. All right, when we come back, I'll be joined by Jeff Goldenberg, baseball fanatic, Blue Jays fanatic. We'll talk a little bit about baseball, both with the Blue Jays and what's going around the MLB right after this.
Tell me now, how should I feel?